I agree as well. And he brought up some really good points there. Like back when AI was playing, that paint was packed. You had big men that were not moving more than 3 feet from that basket, and he still somehow got to the bucket to get his buckets because he is a walking bucket. And he said that that's just an extra 10 points, right? Now you break that down over a course of a game, and that's like an extra what? 2 points per quarter, 2.2 points per quarter, something like that. You're telling me that Allen Iverson can't find a way to get an extra 2 points per quarter, and that we're basing that obviously, like he said, his best scoring season, which was 05-06, where he averaged 33 points a game. Kobe won the scoring title that year, averaging 35. So I think now with the lanes being way more wide open, the game's much more spaced out, played on the perimeter, Allen Iverson can get that extra 10 points per game, no worries.
No worries.
No worries.
Easily.
In his sleep.
And on top of it, cats don't play no defense. You know what I mean? Like, cats don't play no defense. So Allen Iverson would destroy the NBA this year if he played in this era. He would destroy it. The only thing I would say is we're obviously going off of no doubling. No doubling. The only thing that I could say is if they would play him like they played him before, easily.
Yeah.
But he's such a scoring dynamic, they would double him.
Yeah.
That would be the only way to stop him from averaging that.
Well, this was like
aggressive double.
This was a hot topic, right? Because once he said that, you kind of, people pick up on it and then start, ESPN had a segment and there was a few guys talking about it there. And Brian Windhorst, who we all know is a well-respected reporter for ESPN, was asked about it. And he said he didn't think that Iverson could. He brought up a few points and he kind of sort of, he was bringing up, he had a couple of good valid points, which I don't agree with, but they were valid. But he started mentioning like usage rates and all this sort of stuff. And, he just said that I don't think Allen Iverson could do it. And, that didn't come across well with a lot of former NBA and current NBA players because they all hit social media to kind of voice their opinions. And I'm just going to read out a couple of these tweets that people put out. Carmelo Anthony tweeted, "They always find a way to discredit." Former NFL player LaShawn McCoy said, "If you can't do push-ups or sit-ups, you can't have opinions on athletes on TV." And then Matt Barnes, obviously, who we know from former player himself and from the All the Smoke podcast, he said
Shout out to Matt Barnes.
Yep. He said these hot takes for attention are getting ridiculous. Are we, because people talked about his efficiency in shooting and he wasn't a very efficient scorer. And in this modern game, you have to take 3-pointers and, that wasn't a strong suit of his game. What did you make of all that? And do we need to cool on the hot takes?
I mean, Brian Windhorst don't hoop, man. He don't hoop. He's never been a hooper. So this is not, I'm ignoring everything he's saying. It's a hot take. And I don't agree with it. It's just nonsense that he's saying. Everybody knows what's up, man.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? When you hear former players come out and say one thing and then the media says another, it's like, really, who do you listen to? And of course, you're going to listen to the players, right? Because like you said, they know what's up. And I think Carmelo Anthony gets a lot of this disrespect now. You've got all these nerds on social media telling you that he wasn't efficient, he wasn't this, blah, blah, blah. And every single NBA player that played against him will tell you how hard he was to guard and how easy he could put numbers on the board. And, Kevin Durant just passed him for number 9 all-time on the scoring list. So you don't make the top 10 all-time in NBA scoring without knowing how to put the ball in the bucket. And the same thing goes for Allen Iverson. Like, look at his numbers, look at his resume. It speaks for itself. Like, players will tell you how good he was. I can look at my own eye test and tell you how good Allen Iverson was.
Thanks for watching us on Upfront. If you like the segment that you just saw, you can listen to Apple and Spotify to hear the whole thing. And don't forget to like, share, and comment.